ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యారంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి జేఈఈ అయినా నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.
So good morning. So here yesterday we discussed about previous class, body projected upwards, at the same time the body moving downwards, where those two bodies will meet and where those two bodies will meet. So we discussed about that concept. Now the situation is next condition, next application. So for example, see here, one body projected upwards reaches to the maximum height, and again the body moving downwards. If the body projected upwards, the body reaches to the maximum height, and again it moving downwards and finally reaches to the ground. So this total condition is called total time of flight. The time taken in this situation is called total time of flight. From here to here it is time of ascent. From here to here it is time of descent. Now the situation is, see here, for example, body moving upwards, body moving in the upward direction. Let us say this is one position. Let us say the point P is one position, certain position in its path. P is the point in its path. Let us say certain position. For example, the body is moving upwards. The time taken from starting point to this point is T1. The time taken from point of projection, the time taken from point of projection to the point P is T1. Now here the body reaches to the maximum height and again finally reaches to the ground. This total time is considered as T2. That is the given condition. So listen carefully. So here one body is projected upwards with velocity u. Without the projection the body does not move upwards. Without the projection the body doesn't move upwards. So that is clear. Now here the body is projected upwards with velocity u. During this path from here to here, this is called time of flight. Time of flight. In this situation, let P is the certain position in its path. Let the point P is the certain position in its path. Here the given condition is, what are the given conditions here? The time taken from point of projection to the point P, the time taken from point of projection to the point P in the upward direction is T1, and again from the point P to reaches to the maximum height and again reaches to the ground, the time taken is T2. That is the given condition. So listen, from, see here, so this is, here the body is projected upwards. See here, body projected upwards and reaches to the ground. During this path, here the body is projected, reaches to the maximum height and again reaches to the ground. During this path, let us say this is the position of the body. Here I am considering one position. This is the point of projection. Here it is a body projected. Here the body projected upwards. So from the point of projection, to the point P, the time taken is T1. From the point of projection to the point P, from the point of projection to the point P, the time taken is T1. Again from the point P, from this position onwards, the body reaches to the maximum height and again reaches to the ground. From this point onwards, the body reaches to the maximum height and again reaches to the ground. The total time taken for this is T2. The total time taken for this is T2. So these are the given conditions. So that I thought you are clear about this. Already you people are clear about this. So here the condition is, this is the point of projection. Here the body is projected, reaches to the maximum height and again reaches to the ground. Here this is the point of projection. From this, let us say in its path, during this path, let this is the certain position. We don't know about that. This is the certain position. So from point of projection to reach this position is T1. From point of projection to reach this position is T1. Again from this point to this point. Again the time is calculated from this position. The time is calculated from this position. From this point to reach the maximum height and again to reach the ground, the total time is T2. That is the given condition. Now based on this data, we can calculate what is the maximum height reached, what is the velocity of projection and what is the height of the point P from the ground. Everything we can calculate. See here. So that is the question. Now we have to solve this. So this is the given condition. So from here to here it is T1. From this point to reaches to the maximum height and again reaches to the ground, this is T2. Here T1 plus T2 is nothing but total time of flight. So T1 plus T2 is nothing but the total time of flight. It's very clear, because from this point to this point T1 and again from this position to reaches to the maximum height and again reaches to the ground, this is T2. So T1 plus T2 is nothing but the total time of flight. T1 plus T2 is the time of flight. So we know time of flight can be written as 2u by g. Time of flight formula is, from this position time of flight formula is 2u by g. Time of flight. So here it is T1 plus T2 is equals to 2u by g. T1 plus T2 is the total time of flight. But we know time of flight formula is 2u by g. That's why T1 plus T2 is equals to 2u by g. From this, u is equals to g by 2 into T1 plus T2. This is the velocity of projection. If only T1 and T2 are mentioned in the problem, how can we calculate the velocity of projection? Velocity of projection is equals to g by 2 into T1 plus T2. Simple way. So here from this position to this position it is T1. From this position to reaches to the maximum height and again reaches to the ground is T2. So total time is T1 plus T2. Here T1 plus T2 is the time of flight. T1 plus T2 is the time of flight. Now we know time of flight is equals to 2u by g. Time of flight is equals to 2u by g. So T1 plus T2 is equals to 2u by g. From this, u is equals to g by 2 into T1 plus T2. Next, maximum height formula. What is the maximum height reached? That's we have to calculate. So this is the maximum height reached by the body. What is the maximum height formula? Again, we know maximum height formula is u square by 2g. Maximum height formula is u square by 2g. So h by equals to 1 by 2g into u value g by 2 into T1 plus T2 whole square. 1 by 2g into maximum height formula is u square by 2g. So h equals to 1 by 2g into g by 2 into T1 plus T2 whole square. So from this we can write 1 by 2g into g square by 4 into T1 plus T2 whole square. So that is 1g gets cancelled, g by 8 into T1 plus T2 whole square. So this is the maximum height reached by the body. This is the velocity of projection. Here in the given problem, u is not mentioned, only T1 and T2 are mentioned. Only T1 and T2 are mentioned, that's all. There is no other term given in the problem. So that's why velocity of projection we got g by 2 into t1 plus t2, h equals to g by 8 into t1 plus t2 whole square. See here, h maximum formula u square by 2g. Just now we derived the velocity of projection. So u square by 2g like this, g by 8 into t1 plus t2 whole square. Okay, very clear that. We know these formulas. Time of flight is equals to 2u by g we know, maximum height equals to u square by 2g we know, very good. So based on that we calculated this velocity and height. But here the question is, we have to calculate this distance, let us say y it is. Now we have to find out what is the height of the point P above the ground. We have to calculate what is the height of the point P above the ground. That's we have to calculate. How can we calculate that? Height of the point P above the ground. So let us say y is the height of the point P from the ground. See here, from this position to this position it is maximum height. So from here to here, this is called time of ascent. The time taken to reach from point of projection to this position is called, what is that? What is it? Time of ascent. Now here the question is, from this position to this position it is t2. From this point to this point it is t1. Listen carefully. So this point to this point the time is t1. Now from this position to this position also the time is t1, because the time of ascent is equals to time of descent. Velocity of the body projected upwards, with what velocity we can project the body, with same speed the body reaches to the ground. All these conditions exist in absence of air resistance. Here this situation also we are considering. In absence of air resistance. So the time taken to travel from this position to this position, in the same way this position to this is upward motion. Here the body moving downwards, whatever it is, the time taken, here it is t1, here also it is t1, here also it is t1. Got it? This is t1. From this position to, from point of projection to reach the point P is t1. In the same way, from during downward motion also, from point P to reach the ground, from the point P to reach the ground, the time is t1 only. The time is t1 only. So this is t1, this is t1. But from this position to this position it is t2. From this position to the total time from here to reach the maximum height and reach the ground is t2. So then what about this time? t2 minus t1, right or wrong? That is t2 minus t1. t2 minus t1. From here to here it is t1. Again from, because time of ascent, time of descent both are same. That's why from here to here also it is t1. From this point to reaches to the maximum height and total time is t2. That's why remaining time is, this is t2 and it is t1. Remaining is t2 minus t1. Listen carefully here. Again draw the diagram here. This is the point P. This is t1. So it is also t1. From this point to this point the time is t1. So that's why here also it is t1. But from this point to the time taken is t2. From this point onwards the reaches to the maximum height and again reaches to the ground is t2. This total is t2. This amount of time is t1. What is the remaining time? t2 minus t1. t2 minus t1. Okay. From this position to this position, this time is t2 minus t1. From point P to reach the maximum height and again to reach the point P is t2 minus t1. from point P to reach maximum height and again reaches to the point P, the time is T2 minus T1, T2 minus T1. Now, for upward motion and for downward motion, total is T2 minus T1. So, for upward motion it is considered as T2 minus T1 by 2. For downward motion it is considered as T2 minus T1 by 2. So, that's you have to clarify. So, you must very clear about this point, then only we can do further. The condition here, this time is T1, in the same way this time is also T1, that is why this total time I am considering is T2. So, that this from here to here and it is total is T2, in the T2 this T1 is less. So, remaining time is T2 minus T1. From point P, the body, the time taken by the body to travel from point P to the maximum height and again maximum height to the point P is T2 minus T1. That is for upward motion and downward motion. Total time is, so again we will clarity about that, we will clear. So, here this is the point P here. Here the body is projected from point P to the, sorry, this is the position P in its path. Here the body is projected. From the point of projection to the point P is T1. Again from this point reaches to the maximum height and again reaches to the ground is T2. From here to here it is T1, then from here to here also T1. So, the remaining time is, this is from point P. The body reaches to the maximum height and again the point P. From the point P, the body reaches to the maximum height and again reaches to the point P. The time is T2 minus T1. Above the point P and above this only T2 minus T1. Above this, see here, this is T2 minus T1 total. For the first half, let us say it is T2 minus T1 by 2 and next half also T2 minus T1 by 2. So, now here the condition is, the time taken to travel from maximum height to the point P is T2 minus T1 by 2. That is the important point. Here the time taken to travel from maximum height to the point P during downward motion is T2 minus T1 by 2. That is the important point. If you are clear about this point, the concept is over. So, that is from here to here it is T1, from this point and total time is T2. So, this is T1 means this is also T1. So, remaining time is T2 minus T1. During upward motion T2 minus T1 by 2, during downward motion T2 minus T1 by 2. So, the body travelling from maximum height to the point P during downward motion is T2 minus T1 by 2. So, now distance travelled in the time T2 minus T1 by 2 is, for freely falling body S equals to ut plus half at square, then S is equals to freely falling body 0 into t. So, here the body travelling from maximum height means that body acts as a freely falling body. Freely falling body means initial velocity 0, acceleration is plus g. So, S is equals to half g into t is T2 minus T1 by 2 whole square. So, g by 2 into T2 minus T1 whole square by 4, that is g by 8 into t2 minus t1 whole square. So from maximum height to the point P, what is the distance from maximum height to the point P? What is the distance travelled by the body? Distance travelled by the body in the time t2 minus t1 by 2 is s equals to ut plus half at square. S is 0 into t because it is a freely falling body, that's why 0. Half gt square because freely falling body, acceleration is plus g, that's why half gt square. Half g into t is, what is the value of t here? t2 minus t1 by 2, t2 minus t1 by 2 whole square. t2 minus t1 whole square by 2 square is 4, that's why g by 8 into t2 minus t1 whole square. Now height of the point P, height of point P above ground, that's we have to calculate. So that's why y, and we consider it as y. So y can be written as this is the total height h minus this is the distance travelled s. Just now we calculated. This is the total height h and this is the distance. This distance is considered as s. H minus s gives y. So total height of the tower minus distance travelled in this time, that gives y. So that means h minus s. What is the h we got? G by 8 into t1 plus t2 whole square minus g by 8 into t2 minus t1 whole square, that is equals to g by 8 common t2 plus t1 whole square, t1 plus t2 whole square or t2 plus t1 whole square, anyone is. So t2 minus t1 whole square, so that is equals to g by 8 into a plus b whole square minus a minus b whole square. The condition is a plus b whole square minus a minus b whole square, that is 4ab, that is here it is 4t1 t2. So therefore height of the body is equals to g by 2 into t1 t2, g by 2 into t1 t2. This is the height of the body, height of the point P above the ground. Y is equals to g by 2 into t1 t2. To calculate this one, all this is, that's important here. So that's very important. Now what is this? Is the total height, and in the time interval of t2 minus t1 the distance travelled is s. So y is equals to h minus s. So g by 8 into h value is t1 plus t2 whole square, this is t2 minus t1 whole square, a plus b whole square minus a minus b whole square, 4ab. So that's why y is equals to half g t1 t2, half g t1 t2. This is the condition. Now So next, in the same situation, here the body is projected upwards. Let us say point P in its path, point P in its path. Let us say the time taken to travel the point P is t1, time taken to travel the point P is t1, and let us say it is the maximum height, that is the maximum height reached. The body travels like this and reaches to the maximum height and again reaches to the ground. Same situation, previous condition only. The time taken to travel from point of projection, that is u, the time taken to travel from point of projection to the point P is The time taken to travel from point of projection to the point P is T1. T1. Again, from this one more condition is the time taken from point of projection to reach maximum height and again to reach the point P is T2. That is the given condition. So here the time taken to reach the point P in its path is T1. Again, the time taken to reach the point P in its path from point of projection to reach the maximum height and again to reach the point P in its path is T2. This condition and previous condition must be same. So, previous condition is given as from point of projection to the point P is T1. Again from point P to reach maximum height and ground is T2. From this point this total time is given as T2. But here the T2 is from point of projection to the point P and again reaches to the maximum height and again reaches to the ground is T2. That means from here to this total is T2 and this point is T1. Again T1 plus T2 is nothing but time of flight. Again T1 plus T2 is nothing but the time of flight. Same conditions. What is the height of the point P above the ground? G by 2 T1 T2. So velocity of projection G by 2 into T1 plus T2. What is the maximum height reached? G by 8 into T1 plus T2 whole square. Same situation, same as the previous one, but the condition is different. So from point of projection to the point P is T1, again from point of projection to reach the maximum height and again reaches to the point P is T2. That is the given condition. That is also the same. Here total is T2, this is T1, that's why this is also T1. T1 plus T2 is time of flight. Next, let us do an example problem based on this. One example. If a body projected upwards with certain speed, the time taken to reach certain position in its path is 2 seconds. The time taken to reach certain position in its path is 2 seconds and takes 4 seconds to reach ground from that position. So this is the question. If the body projected upwards with certain speed, the time taken to reach certain position in its path is 2 seconds. Time taken to reach certain position in its path is 2 seconds and takes 4 seconds to reach the ground from that position and again takes 4 seconds to reach the ground from that position. So that is the situation. Condition is find maximum height reached by the body. Find the maximum height reached by the body and position after 2 seconds. Position of 2 seconds in the upward motion. So that is the situation. So given question, let us draw the diagram. So reaches to the maximum height and reaches to the ground. Let us say the time taken to this position is 2 seconds. Position after 2 seconds in the upward motion. That means y is equals to g by 2 into t1 t2. So 10 by 2 into 2 into 4. So that is 40 meters. Position after 2 seconds, that means position of the point P above the ground. Position of the point P above the ground, that is equals to g by 2 into t1 t2. 10 by 2, g is 10, 10 by 2 into t1 is 2 seconds, t2 is 4 seconds, that is 40 meters. So this is the way to do the problem. So the problem is big, but the solution is very simple if you remember these formulas. So next condition, next application is here. If a body projected upwards, after certain time, if the acceleration due to gravity ceases to act, that is the question. If the body projected upwards, after certain time, if the acceleration due to gravity ceases to act, acceleration due to gravity ceases to act in the sense acceleration due to gravity is removed. That means after certain time, if there is, actually it doesn't happen, but assumption, if there is no acceleration due to gravity, what happens to the motion of the body? What is the position of the body? How the motion of the body will be changed? That we can discuss. So that is the concept. Body projected upwards, after certain time, acceleration to gravity ceases to act in the sense, acceleration due to gravity disappears or removed. That means from that point onwards, there is no acceleration to gravity. Practically this doesn't exist, but if it is possible, assumption, that is the situation. What happens now? Here, body projected upwards with velocity u. After certain time, acceleration to gravity ceases to act. So velocity of the body after certain time. This time is less than time of ascent, that is important. After certain time, the time is less than time of ascent. That means the body does not reaches to the maximum height. Time of ascent in the sense, the time taken to reach maximum height. So here we are calculating velocity after certain time. What is the time? The time must be less than time of ascent. That means the body does not reaches to the maximum height. The body below that maximum height only, whatever it is, below the maximum height. Velocity after certain time. From equation V is equals to u plus at, V is equals to u minus gt. Now, because why it is minus g? Here the body moving upwards. Upward direction acceleration is minus g. That's for V is equals to u minus gt. So now in this situation, this is the velocity of the body after certain time. Velocity of the body after certain time, v equals to u minus gt. Now if the acceleration due to gravity removed, if the acceleration due to gravity removed, then what happens? That is the concept here. If due to acceleration due to gravity, because of acceleration to gravity, if we project the body upwards, the body moving upwards with a decreasing velocity, and velocity becomes zero, where the velocity becomes zero? At maximum height. At maximum height velocity becomes zero, and again the body moves downwards. That is the concept actually. But if we remove that acceleration to gravity, if there is no acceleration, that means if acceleration of the body is zero, when the acceleration of the body is zero, if any body moving with constant velocity or uniform velocity, then only acceleration becomes zero. Remember that. If there is no acceleration, then only the body moves with uniform velocity. Here the same condition. Here we are removing acceleration to gravity after certain time. There is no acceleration. That means acceleration is zero. Acceleration zero means body moving with uniform velocity. So that is the concept here. From this point onwards, the body moving upwards with velocity v is equals to u minus gt. At this position, after time t seconds, we are removing the acceleration due to gravity. From this point onwards, the body moving upwards with velocity v equals to u minus gt. Continuously it moves upwards. It never returns. So that means here the body moving upwards. At this position, if acceleration to gravity is removed, from this point onwards the body moving upwards with constant velocity. What is that velocity? V equals to u minus gt with constant velocity. From this point onwards, the body moving upwards with constant velocity, v equals to u minus gt, and it never returns. It continuously moves upwards because there is no acceleration due to gravity. If there is acceleration due to gravity, body reaches to the maximum height and again moving downwards. If there is no acceleration, the body continuously moves up. That is the condition. Now, next condition is here. If the acceleration due to gravity ceases to act when the body reaches to maximum height. That is a condition. If the acceleration due to gravity ceases to act when the body reaches to the maximum height. Now for example, let us say it is the maximum height. If the body reaches to the maximum height, now acceleration due to gravity ceases to act. Then what happens? That is a condition. If the body reaches to the maximum height, now at that position, if acceleration due to gravity ceases to act, then what happens? See, acceleration due to gravity ceases to act means acceleration is removed. That is the meaning. So velocity at maximum height is, what is the velocity at maximum height? V is equals to 0. or u is equals to 0. For a body projected upwards, this is the initial velocity. On reaching the maximum height, final velocity is 0. But for the body moving downwards, at maximum height, initial velocity is 0. Both are correct. So that's why if the acceleration due to gravity ceases to act when the body reaches to the maximum height, in that situation, what is the condition? Velocity at maximum height is 0. So the body does not move upwards or downwards. The body does not move upwards or downwards. It floats at that position only. It floats at that position only. This is the condition. If the acceleration to gravity ceases to act when the body reaches to the maximum height, the body does not move upwards, does not move downwards. It floats at that point only. That is very, very important. See here. This is the situation. Here, if the body projected upwards, after reaching this position, if acceleration to gravity ceases, from this point onwards, the body moving upwards with constant velocity. That is the question here. That is this condition. Now the body projected reaches to the maximum height. Here acceleration to gravity. Due to acceleration to gravity only the body moves downwards again. If the body reaches to the maximum height at this position, if we remove acceleration to gravity, then what happens? Why the body moves downwards? Due to gravity. But we are removing that gravity. If we remove that gravity, what happens? The body floats at that position only. So that is the second condition. Now, so next condition, same. If the body moving downwards from maximum height, after certain time, if the acceleration due to gravity, ceases to act. Now, what is the situation? If the body moving downwards from maximum height, so previous two conditions, body moving upwards and reaches to the maximum height, if acceleration to gravity ceases, what happens? Now the third condition is, here the body moving downwards from maximum height. Body moving downwards means initial velocity must be 0. Initial velocity of the body must be 0. If initial velocity is 0 and acceleration is equals to plus g, what is the velocity after certain time? Velocity after certain time, from equation v is equals to u plus at, v is equals to 0 plus gt. So v is equals to gt. This is the velocity after certain time. Now if the body reaches to this velocity, now if the acceleration to gravity removed, what happens? From that point onwards, body moves body moving downwards with constant velocity. Body moving downwards with constant velocity or uniform velocity. That is, what is that velocity here? V is equals to gt. So that means, so body is freely falling from certain height, body is moving downwards. If the body moving downwards with increasing velocity. How the velocity increases? Due to acceleration, due to gravity, only velocity increases. If there is no acceleration, body moves with constant velocity. That is the condition here. After certain time, if acceleration due to gravity disappears or removed, from that point onwards, the body moving downwards with constant velocity. That is the concept. So these are the three concepts about removal of acceleration due to gravity.